And in sports, it was the University of Dubuque's homecoming last Saturday. Unfortunately for the Spartans, they had to face the Knights football team. All the highlights in sports, your WTV8 News starts now. Wartburg took on Hamlin College on Sunday. The Knights would be successful in this one, winning 4-0. Austin Otto had 2 goals on the day, while Nate Gottsacker and Matt Christensen each added a goal of their own. Cade Schatzer recorded his 4th shutout win of the season for the Orange and Black. Even though Garrett McGrane is a senior, his time here at Wartburg might not be over. Since he started playing football his sophomore year, he still has 1 year of eligibility. Turning now to the hardwood, last weekend 4 teams competed in the Buzz Levick tournament here in Waverly. First up for the Knights was Crown College on Friday. Let's roll those highlights. Early in the first half, Thomas Perkins is going to find the big man down low, Austin Donnelly, who goes up strong and gets 2 points for the Knights. Crown responds here with a 3-pointer from Taylor Jones. Storm trails by 4. Then Eddie Deemer gets into trouble, but he's going to find wide open Tanner Kramer, who's going to drain the 3-ball. More from Jones here as he connects with back-to-back baskets from beyond the arc. Knights lead 30-23. Now with the big play of the game, Kirk Seide comes up with the steal. He's going to take it all the way with the big slam dunk here, sending the Knights into halftime with a 7-point lead. Now in the second half, Mitchell Murphy dishes it off to Jordan Sadoff for the easy 2 points. To seal the deal for the Knights, Brandon Flenner breaks away and he finds Drew Crawford for the bucket. Knights win this one 72-53. Jordan Sadoff recorded his first double-double of the year with 14 points and 10 rebounds on the night. Thomas Perkins added 9 points and Jordan Moore had 8. For senior football player Garrett McGrane, Wartburg has not always been his home, and football has not always been his preferred sport.
Well, my first year, I went to DMAC in Des Moines, and I played basketball there. You know, I really love football, and that's kind of one of the reasons I transferred, because, you know, you can go play basketball whenever you want, but you really can't strap on pads and play.
Not only did McGrane change schools and sports, he also changed positions.
When I came here, they said I was either going to be a receiver or a safety, and I started at receiver for like a week or 2, and I wasn't too smart with the play calling, so they moved me to safety.
In his first year, he was a little rough in terms of his footwork and his technique, and early on, you know, he was a guy that we were just trying to see if he could play defense, and now he's become one of our best players on defense. Being
successful on defense would be an understatement when describing McGrane. In his 2 seasons playing varsity, he has 9 interceptions, including 4 pick sixes, 3 blocked punts, and 151 tackles.
The big play-making ability that he has is something that you don't always find in guys. You can only coach a guy to do so much, and at some point he's got to be able to make those type of plays, and that's something that Garrett has.
I'm always out there trying to make a big play, and sometimes it costs me, sometimes it doesn't.
And sometimes Garrett can get a little emotional.
If you ask any of my teammates, they'd definitely say I'm a hothead out there.
There's times when I have to get on the headphones with Garrett during the game and be like, hey, you need to calm down. So that's kind of the thing about Garrett is having that edge and that toughness brings something to the table you don't have from everybody. But at the same time, there's certain points where you got to try and, you know, reel him in a little bit and keep him under control.
Being a hothead is not the only thing McGrane and Coach Winter agree on. One memory of Garrett stands out to both of them.
Last year when we beat Central.
Last year over at Central.
Even in high school, you know, I won a state championship, but honestly, like, that memory just compares, it's right up there.
That day was one of my most proud days as a coach, just being able to beat Central on their field, winning the Iowa Conference Championship.
Even though Garrett McGrane is a senior, his time here at Wartburg might not be over. Since he started playing football his sophomore year, he still has 1 year of eligibility.
Mostly everyone I know wants me to come back, especially the coaches.
We'll see if he'll utilize that. If he did, that'd make me very happy. It'd make my job a lot easier.
Since I'm going to grad school, I have to go to school for 3 more years, so that's pretty much the only thing that's holding me back from staying here.
And if he doesn't return next year?
It'll be a big deal in our back end. Just the leadership he's shown, the physical play that we get from him, the toughness. When he's done with his time here, he's going to leave a big hole. It'll be tough when he leaves. He's one of those guys that I feel like every week I can count on to be able to go out there and play. And you know, you don't always have that.
If this is his final season as a Knight, McGrane knows he will take away much more than simply playing football.
Since I came here, I don't regret anything. I love football and I love playing for Wartburg. Just the environment, the family and friendships that I've made here. It's just all been a great experience, and I think I'll never, live a day without thinking about either friends I've made here or just lessons I've learned here.
It was an exciting night, a great crowd, great atmosphere, special evening for Wartburg College and Wartburg football.
That's what Coach Willis had to say 10 years ago. The date was September 1st, 2001, and the Knights had just played and won their first game at Walston Hoover Stadium. The name of the stadium came from Wartburg Board of Regents members Gary and Donna Hoover and Gary's uncle, Marv Walston. After 100,000 square feet of field turf was installed in July of 2001, Coach Willis and the Knights were ready to hit the gridiron running, and they have not looked back since. The Knights have won 45 home games in just over 9 seasons. On September 10, 2011, Wartburg celebrated the 10-year anniversary of Walston Hoover Stadium as the Gusties from Gustavus Adolphus came to town. After a long battle, the Knights came out ahead in this one, winning 26-21.
It's certainly nice to get a win on a special night like this, but we talked about for the game our streak of 10 consecutive wins and home openers, so we obviously don't want to lose that streak.
With their win over the Gusties, the Knights moved to 7-0 in their home openers under the lights in the Walston Hoover era.
It's fun to celebrate the successes that we've had at Walston Hoover Stadium and thank the people that have made this facility possible, and fun to play against a quality opponent in that type of atmosphere.
For the fans, Walston Hoover may just seem like another football stadium, but for the players, it's much more.
It was incredible getting to go out there, run out on an amazing field with some great facilities, with a great supporting fan base behind you each and every game. The place is always filled with Wartburg alumni, fans, and family.
It's our home field. We love it here. It's awesome coming out here with all the guys. We put in a lot of effort. Come out here on Saturdays and it's payday.
It's not a huge college and it's not a huge stadium, but it's sure packed each and every game, and it's pretty exciting to play in front of all those fans.
Reporting for Sports Night, I'm Shelby Granath. The diversity enrollment at Wartburg College is increasing and even setting new records. This year, Wartburg has 204 U.S. diversity students and 129 international students from a record 48 countries.
It has a lot to do with a long-standing commitment on Wartburg's part to recruit U.S. students of color and international students.
With the increases this year, Wartburg's diversity population is now 18%.
We have always very purposefully tried to attract students from a variety of countries.
One of those countries is Ethiopia, where first-year twins Elizabeth and Hannah are from. Elizabeth and Hannah found out about Wartburg when an admissions counselor visited their school. They knew they wanted to attend college outside of Ethiopia, and Wartburg seemed like a good fit.
The situation in our country is not that good, especially the colleges. The accreditation level is very low. We knew that we wanted American degrees for our future.
Going to college in a different country would be very challenging. You're away from your family and friends, and it's a complete culture shock. Even simple things like cups or door handles are different.
There are simple things you go what? The cup is like this, and the door, I cannot even open it. It's why do they make it this hard, I'm used to open the door this way, but it's open this way. It's like this little stuff you say, oh, you do it like that? Okay.
Luckily, Elizabeth and Hannah are not alone. There are 126 other international students here, including a few from Ethiopia.
They go through the same thing you're going through, so it's really you can connect with them. It really helps having an international student.
With this being the year of telling the Wartburg story, international students are an important chapter.
All of our international students are great, and all have their own interesting stories to tell.
Reporting for WTV8 News, I'm Shelby Granath. The Wartburg Wrestling Room may not look special on the outside, but on the inside it has one unique characteristic. It is filled with wrestlers from all over the country. Wrestlers on the team come from 10 states other than Iowa. There are even 4 wrestlers from Hawaii. So how do wrestlers from all over the country hear about Wartburg College in Waverly, Iowa?
My roommate's high school coach is TJ Miller, which is Coach Miller's son. And I was on a travel team, which TJ coached.
Just like online searches for colleges with like good wrestling programs.
Back home, I have a private wrestling coach, and he was from Iowa. And then we came out here freshman year for the camp.
The wrestlers agree on what has been the most challenging thing to get used to, and it's not being so far away from home.
Probably the weather. It was ridiculous out here. It gets too cold for me.
It snowed the other day. I was like a little kid on Christmas Day, and I just like, snow.
I've seen snow before, like on vacation and stuff, where we play in it and make like snowmen and snowball fights, but we didn't do that here.
I've seen snow twice in my life, and now we gotta just chill on the ground.
This year, only 4 out of the 10 freshmen on the team are from Iowa, which is not something the wrestling coaches see every year.
That's a completely crazy stat for us compared to what it normally is.
Coach Keller feels like wrestlers choose Wartburg for several different reasons.
I think with the tradition and the history that we have, obviously that plays a big part of it. And it's a unique environment. This is a unique place, and people want to be a part of that.
And Coach Keller thinks this trend will only continue.
This year, we're looking at a couple kids from New Orleans, we're looking at another kid from New Jersey, and some other states too. So, I mean, it is starting to expand.
And when it comes to the wrestlers, being hours away from home has been a positive experience. Reporting for Sports Night, I'm Shelby Granath. Right now, you would most likely find basketball games going on in Levitt Arena, but come March 10th, 2012, it will look a little different. It will look a little more like this. Wartburg's 4th annual Dance Marathon will be held on March 10th. Dance Marathon is a nationwide event which raises money to send to the kids at the University of Iowa's Children's Hospital. The day of the event is an 8-hour dance marathon to celebrate everyone's accomplishments. Even though the event isn't until March, the planning is well underway.
Oh yeah, we start planning for the next year immediately after the last year finishes. It's a year-round process.
And one reason why they start planning so early?
We want to make sure people understand why we do Dance Marathon.
There are a number of different ways to tell people about the event, but the event planners have a few favorite ways.
I like the word of mouth, and I think it helps a lot if you can explain to them why you do it, and I think it's more personal that way.
I like to tell the stories of the family actually, so that people more look at it as a cause rather than, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to raise so much money for this.
This year, Dance Marathon knew they had to do something original to raise student awareness about the event.
Sometimes posters and flyers just don't do it. We want to do something crazy because Dance Marathon is a fun thing. We want to show that we have fun. We did a flash mob in the Mensa, and that was pretty cool. It raised awareness. I'm not sure if a lot of people signed up after that, but at least they know we're here.
Even though it is very time-consuming, the end result is worth it.
The day of the event is really fun. All the families are there, and we get to hear their stories, and just these kids have so much spirit, even though we know that they've been through so much. The families and the kids that we're helping have gone through more in their lifetime than most of us can even imagine. I think it's the least we can do to give back to them and help them out.
For me, it holds a special place in my heart, and that's at that event, it all comes together of what you've been doing all year, what you've been working for. And it's just a big celebration, and to see all the kids and the smiles on their faces, it's really rewarding.